What would your answer be to that question?
Well, I actually met one on the street wearing a Faith FM shirt recently in Canberra. And I think it's interesting that a lot of people try and self-medicate these problems with drugs, alcohol and various things. But it's interesting when you look at the 12 principles of Alcoholics Anonymous, for example, and most other 12-step programs, actually include a huge percentage of spiritual content or belief in a higher power. So, for example, 12 principles for AA include honesty, hope, surrender, courage, integrity, willingness, humility, love, responsibility, discipline, awareness, and service. Can you think of anybody who might fully embody these principles, who you should get to know and want to be more like?
The one who inspired AA, I guess.
Yeah. So it just seems to me like the answer is definitely not what the world has to offer, because that leads you down a dark path, that leads you back to things like AA, that lead you back to the ultimate source of power.
So there's a text that's come in and it's asked the question. It says, how would you say Jesus is relevant to people who seem to have everything, money, family, for example? So I guess in Australia there's two contrasts of society, right? There's those that have everything and don't need anything else, apparently. But then there's people like you just met, Kyle, in Canberra, who, and I mean, every other city and community around Australia, who are struggling just to have a place over their head. So how would you tackle that question?
I think you just have to look at celebrities who they've got loads of money, loads of people who love them, and how many have decided that they want to take a quick ticket out of this life because it didn't make them happy.
Yeah, the 27 Club is one example of that.
Yeah. I remember an interview with Paul McCartney where he was saying, you know, you get to the place where you think you want to be in terms of success. You get to the top of the mountain and you've got the icing on the top and the cherry on the top of that, and you've got all that you could possibly want from a material fame perspective. And he sort of said, is this all there is? You know, and I remember that interview because in his field he's, you know, superbly successessful, but there's still something else that we need.
There's a comedian, a former comedian, I guess he's sort of a comedian, the English guy, what's his name? Russell Brand. And he recently just got baptised. Now, I don't know if you guys know who Russell Brand was. I used to follow him when I wasn't a religious person. And he was like provocative to the extreme.